After losing $106 million on Lightyear in 2022, another $152 million on Strange World in 22, both of which feature prominent gay plot lines aimed at little kids, the Disney grooming syndicate roared into 2023 hoping for a much better year. But thanks to Disney's cratered reputation and string of terrible movies where good storytelling and relatable characters took a backseat to divisive politics, 2023 has turned out to be an even bigger disaster. According to my imperfect but good faith estimates, only one Disney movie released in 2023 made a profit. The budgets that he indicates here are reported production budget plus his estimate of publicity costs. Now, he added a conservative $75 million estimate for publicity for big movies like Indiana Jones and the Marvels. For smaller movies, I estimated smaller publicity budgets. The estimates are in good faith. Break-even is widely considered to be double the production and publicity budget because theaters take an average of half the global gross. So the profit deficit is the global gross, how much the movie made, divided by 2, which removes the theater cut minus the budget, which is what the movie cost. Now let's run down some of these. Ant-Man and the Wasp: Quantumania, released in February. Budget $275 million. So the break-even will be $550 million. The global gross was $476 million, so they lost approximately $37 million. Guardians of the Galaxy 3 was the only movie put out by Disney in 2023 that actually...
Tune-in's back.
All right, great. That actually made money. It cleared a profit of $98 million. The Little Mermaid lost $40 million. The Boogeyman, released in June, lost $14 million. Elemental lost about $1.5 million. That one was close. Indiana Jones and the Dial of Destiny lost $158 million. Haunted Mansion, another big flop, lost $141 million. A Haunting in Venice, $39 million. The Creator, $68 million. The Marvels, to this point at least, and this will change because the movie is still out, $150 million loss at this point. Another recent movie, Next Goal Wins, has lost $20 million. And their most recent release, Wish, has at this point lost $175 million.
So, I don't know. My wife and I, the other night, they had, I think it was Sunday night, they had some kind of a Christmas special. It was Disney related and everything. And we started watching it, and I don't know, it's because commercials, they had too many people or something like that. People would come out and sing like, I don't know, one verse of a song, and and then they'd talk about their family spending time at Disney World or Disneyland or whatever, and I don't know. My wife, I was thinking, my wife's a pretty big Disney freak,
Yeah.
She, and she, so I was kind of hanging in there, and she goes, "This is kind of boring." I go, "Oh, thank God." So we went back to watching Archie Bunker,
Something interesting and educational.
Yeah, that's absolutely.
Yeah. So according to Mr. John Nolte here, according to his current middle public school math, Disney has lost somewhere in the vicinity of $745 million in its theatrical releases this year.
Wow.
Yeah. So, not a good year for the folks with the mouse.
Let's see. A deal to extend the current 4-day ceasefire between Hamas and Israel in exchange for additional hostages was reached yesterday afternoon. The hope, I didn't know that though because we didn't have internet. The hope is an additional 2-day ceasefire will allow more time for hostages to be released by Hamas, including Americans, in exchange for violent Palestinian prisoners being held in Israeli jails. The announcement was made by Qatar, or Qatar, or however you pronounce it. I don't know. They had wanted us to all pronounce it Qatar, and now I'm hearing them going back to Qatar. And
I think when they hosted the World Cup, they wanted to change back to Qatar.
But I mean,
Make up your
well,
mind.
but I mean, no, I guess they'd wanted us to say Qatar, and now they're going back to Qatar or
Yeah,
something.
whichever one it was.
Yeah, anyway.
I try not to say it much at all.
Yeah, well, yeah. The announcement was made by Qatar, a country harboring Hamas leaders in swanky hotels and working as a broker between the two parties. ABC says 11 more hostages were released from Gaza on Monday in exchange for 33 Palestinians held in Israel. 33, let's see, 11, 33.
Yeah, these exchanges have not been even.
Isn't that like 1/3 of...
Yeah, no,
Yeah.
the Israelis have been giving up more than they've been getting back.
And no Americans, right?
Well, the
Yesterday?
one little girl yesterday was actually the niece of someone who bought one of Hunter Biden's paintings.
Wow.
Yeah.
Isn't that
Imagine
special?
that.
Well, I'm glad the little girl is okay.
Well, yeah, me too. But, you know, that's the only American-connected hostage that's been released so far.
Let's see. Lawyer Brooke Goldstein says tonight 11 more precious lives came back home to Israel, 9 of them children. Even after the release of dozens of hostages, still 160 innocent Israelis remain in captivity, demand their release. That was on X. National Review says White House spokesman John Kirby said earlier Monday that no Americans were believed to be among the latest group of hostages.
Yeah.
So.
And I did see a story, and I'm kind of able to just use cellular data on my phone, where there's a little baby, it's like 4 months old or something like that, that is being held hostage by Hamas, and they will not turn the baby over. It's been specifically requested on a couple of these different times when they've exchanged prisoners and or hostages, as the case may be. And they have actually, the group that initially grabbed her have actually now given her to another group. And so they're just playing a little football with this little baby, I guess, and all of them are refusing to give her up. I don't know if there's something special or family connection or whatever, but yeah, it's just it's sad. Really is. Okay. This is another story proving just exactly how stupid some lawbreakers can be. 5 Canadian men were arrested after police posted a fake ad promoting sexual services for minors. The Durham Regional Police Service in Ontario said the fake advertisement was visited more than 6,600 times in 4 days and received messages from over 600 different phone numbers.
Okay.
The ad was part of Project Firebird, an operation by the Human Trafficking Unit to crack down on pedophiles seeking minors. The DRPS Human Trafficking Unit engages in proactive initiatives which address the purchase of sex from minors in the Durham region. An ad was published to create the illusion that individuals can purchase sexual services for minors, according to police, and they talk about how many times it was visited. I'm not going to try and say the names of all these people that they arrested because they're all foreigners. But all the men have now been charged with luring a child for the purpose of obtaining sexual services, children under 18, obtaining sexual services under 18, and invitation to sexual touching under 16. The regional police service is asking anyone with any new information about the incident or other incidents to contact them with more information. So, yeah, they fell for it. And now, I'm not a big fan of this guy, Rob Reiner, big-time liberal. I guess he and Steven Spielberg hosted some big fundraiser for Papa Joe out in Hollywood, $500,000 a plate.
Wow.
And I don't think that included the food. That was just to get the plate. Anyway, actor, okay. Film director, okay. So he says...
I think I saw him on Archie Bunker.
Yeah, I know. Yeah, well, I didn't like him then. He has unearthed proof, mind you, that President John F. Kennedy was killed by 4 shooters, not 1. Reiner, who said he began studying the 1963 assassination of JFK when he was a teenager, recently told the South Florida Sun-Sentinel that he's, quote, very confident on the conspiracy part of it, unquote. That I'm 100% confident on. Exactly who did what, we make our best guess based on all the information we have. We name the shooters. We name the positions they were in. Some people say there were 4, others say 5, and I'm still wrestling with that. But based on the forensics, we know that there were at least 4. Reiner, in a new podcast with journalist Sullivan O'Brien titled Who Killed JFK, interviews authors, witnesses, CIA officials, and forensic experts as part of their investigation into the JFK assassination. The 10-episode podcast also includes an interview with a former Secret Service agent who earlier this year came forward with groundbreaking new evidence, according to iHeartMedia. The Warren Commission, established by President Lyndon Johnson to investigate the assassination, concluded in 1964 that Lee Harvey Oswald killed JFK and acted alone, firing 3 shots from a window in his the Texas School Book Depository. Many Americans have questioned this conclusion since it came out. In 1978, the House Select Committee on Assassinations ended its own inquiry by finding that Kennedy was probably assassinated as a result of a conspiracy. But that's all they would say. Over the years, many have challenged that official report. Reiner told CNN he put the series together to give the public as much information as possible. I decided, because I've been studying this forever, I've been to Dealey Plaza many times, he said. I've talked to everybody who was alive at that time. Everybody?
I was alive at that time.
Yeah,
He didn't talk to me.
I talked to me either.
I was only 21 days old, but
I was 4, sitting in the living room of my grandma's house in Kentucky for Thanksgiving and watching it on TV. He said, I've talked to forensic experts. I've talked to everybody. I decided to see if we could put together in a comprehensive deep dive as to what actually happened that day with the best information that we have at this point and put it all together. And we do eventually tell you what we think happened. We name names of actual shooters, and we talk about the positions those shooters were in. Okay, so why? You got to watch the podcast to find out. He's not going to leak it.
Yeah. Well, I mean, there's a lot of people. I've always been curious.
Oh, sure.
And I've been to Dealey Plaza once, but.
Did you talk to everybody?
No, I talked to a few people, but I don't think. None of them were there.
Yeah, none of them were connected with the assassination. Yeah.
All right, we'll be back right after you hear this.
Have you ever witnessed a first aid emergency and didn't know what to do? At Show Me CPR and Personal Safety, we can help. We're a family-owned business that offers affordable, accessible, and convenient life-saving classes to businesses and families. It's our goal to help you feel comfortable and confident in any CPR or first aid emergency. Whether you need a CPR or first aid class for work or school, let Show Me CPR be at the heart of your training. Find us online or stop by our Sullivan location today.
Thank you, Emily. Hey, we're coming up. It's 8 minutes in front of 9 o'clock, and I know Bob's got some birthdays probably here.
I got a few I was able to dig up.
How about, Bob, if I gave you some stocks for Christmas?
Like from the stock market?
Yeah.
Okay.
Would that be all right?
Depends on what they are.
They say if you're on Santa's nice list. Well, there we go.
Well, that eliminates
We're
me.
out.
Okay, just skip it to something else.
It says you could end up with stock in your stocking. That's if you're one of the 70% of Americans who would like to receive stock as this year's holiday present. That's according to a new Yahoo Finance Ipsos poll. With markets bullish as of late, 61% say the holiday gift would contribute to savings for the future. 23% would use it to offset inflation. Even with a strong stock market, though investment experts warn smooth sledding may not be guaranteed amid higher interest rates in the upcoming election. And if I were to give you stock, I doubt that you would be able to offset anything. I mean, I do have stock, but
its worth is not.
Yeah. Households earning over $100,000 a year were the most excited to get an investment under the tree, coming in at 74%, while just 58% of those earning under $50,000 said they were interested. So, yeah, I would take some stock.
Yeah, if you want to give me 50 shares of Apple, I probably would say thank you.
Tesla or any of those.
A lot of those. Or Pfizer? No. No.
Probably
Just
because,
kidding. I probably would be worth something, but I don't know that I'd want that. Okay, some birthdays that I have.
All right.
And again, I don't have a lot of info on some of these because I just couldn't find it. English poet William Blake.
Okay.
Now, wasn't that the who Susan Sarandon was always quoting in Bull Durham? Did you see that?
I saw Bull Durham,
she was
but
like
a
a
long time
part-time
ago.
English teacher at Alamance Junior College or something like that. And
it's been a long time since I've seen it.
William Blake. Yeah, okay. Anyway, architect Henry Bacon, the designer of the Lincoln Memorial, was born on this date in 1866. Motown Records founder, Rock and Roll Hall of Fame member Berry Gordy is 94 today, still out there kicking.
Wow.
Actress Hope Lang was born in 1933. She was in Peyton Place and The Ghost and Mrs. Muir on TV. Oscar winner, Rock and Roll Hall of Fame singer-composer Randy Newman is 80. Wrote the song Short People, You Got a Friend in Me. Wrote several movie scores. Won some Oscars for that. Dancer, actor Alexander Godunov, born 1949. Was in the movie Witness. You probably remember him best from Die Hard.
Oh, yeah.
He was the long, blonde-haired guy. Yeah, it was always
bad guy.
Yeah, bad guy. Yeah, one of the band leader Paul Schaefer from the late night show with David Letterman.
I always thought he was fun.
Yeah, he's 74. Actor Ed Harris, love Ed Harris.
Yes.
The Right Stuff, The Rock, National Treasure 2, a bunch of stuff he's been in. He's 73 today. Astronaut Barbara Morgan, 72, although I don't know what space shuttle probably, I would guess. But let's see. Actress S. Apatha Merkerson, 71. Best known for Law and Order. She was the captain on the early Law and Orders. She was actually on there a long time.
I've seen different Law and Orders and stuff, but I didn't watch it every week, so I didn't keep up.
Yeah. Also was in Terminator 2 and a few movies, a few other TV series. Actor Judd Nelson, the Brat Pack, Breakfast Club, and what else was he in? St. Elmo's Fire, with all the Brat Pack kids. Comedian TV host Jon Stewart, 61 today. Model Anna Nicole Smith,
who's passed on, was in Playboy, was a Playmate of the Year, married some old billionaire, and he died. She got the money, and then she died. And her but didn't they take most of it away from her? Yeah, I think I think the old guy's family kind of. She had a daughter, didn't she? They had a son, I think. Was it a son? Yeah, I think it was a son. I thought I saw a picture. I don't know. I think they had a son. Okay. Yeah. TV personality author Richard Osman is 53. Actress Amy Garcia, 44 today. Jack Reacher is 41. The good Jack Reacher, Alan Richardson, the more fitting of the description from the books. But you're not a Tom hater like my.
Well, I thought he did fine in the role. But
Reacher is 6'6".
Yeah, but at the time I hadn't read the book. Yeah. Well, then I read. I'd read one of the books, and it gave a physical description of the real Jack Reacher from the books. And I'm like, Tom was a little bit short there. Yeah. What is Tom? 5'8", something like that. Yeah. I was thinking he was a little shorter than me, but yeah, I think he's around 5'8".
I know sometimes that when he's filming stuff, and like him and the anyway, like there was a woman who was, she was 5'9" or 10 or something like that, and he had to stand on a stool.
Well, when he was married to Nicole Kidman.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, he wore like lifts and stuff when they were together out in in the red carpet or something. So because she's like 5'10", 5'11". See,
I think I'm one of those people. My wife just absolutely hates him, but I'm one of those people who I think he's a good actor.
I think he
I think he's a good actor. I think he's a little weird in person.
Well,
I mean, not that I've met him in person.
Yeah, a lot of them are. Yeah. That's actors as a rule are. The creative people are sometimes a little bit different.
Out there a little ways.
They're a little bit different. But I guess you probably have to be to
kind of like being a
successful.
Radio host. Huh?
Something like that. I think we can make an assimilation there. Actress Mary Elizabeth Winstead is 39. Actress Karen Gillan is 36 from Doctor Who and Guardians of the Galaxy. Yeah. Actor Joe Cole is 35. I have no idea what he's been in. Again, I couldn't really find anything on these. Now, I do know who Chase Elliott is, race car driver. Yeah. That's Bill's son. He's 28 today, so that's okay. The Hunger Games, Ballad of Songbirds and Snakes, was #1 movie in North America over the holiday weekend, earning $28.8 million. Napoleon, which I think has been a bit of a disappointment. Again, it's one of those movies that the critics love, but evidently the audiences are not really warming up to it. They came in with $20 million. Wish, the latest Disney failure, at $19.5. Trolls Band Together at $17.5. Thanksgiving was at number 5, dropping up to $7 million. The Marbles at number 6 was $6.4 million. We went and saw that over the weekend. It was all right.
Yeah.
You know.
I'm probably going to go see it.
Yeah, I mean, I
haven't seen a movie in 3 months.
That's how I was. I was just like, I want to go to the movie just to go to the movie. Taylor Swift at number 8 with 2.3. Oh, I forgot the Holdovers at number 7 with 2.8. Five Nights at Freddy's, number 9 with 1.8. And Saltburn at number 10 with 1.7 million. That's our movies from the weekend.
All right, so 29 degrees is what our thermometer here at the studios of KTUI is saying. Sullivan Regional Airport reporting 28 degrees. Dr. Jana Thornsberry, scheduled to be my guest. Bob said she was in last week, but she usually shows up when there's a meeting, which is tonight. So we'll see.
Yep.
That'll be at 9:10 this morning. Dave Schatz, he was in my class, so I'm going to guess Dave is 60 today.
Okay.
Welcome to the club.
Probably would be a very accurate guess.
Yeah, welcome to the club, Dave. And then Mark Thurman. I think Mark was about 4 years ahead of me in school, so I'm going to say Mark's like 64.
Somewhere around the 64 range.
Yeah, somewhere around there.
Maybe even pushing
65,
the magic
I don't
number.
know.
Yeah.
AM 1560 KTUI Sullivan. You can pick us up on TuneIn
Yes.
and YouTube.
And YouTube now.
For the moment here.
Saints be praised.
Yes.
Miracles happen.
It's 9 o'clock. For sale show coming up in about 5. Stay tuned.
USA News, I'm Lance Pry. 11 more hostages have been released by Hamas terrorists as part of a temporary truce with Israel. Dave Collins has more.
Qatar officials said the fourth group of freed hostages does not include any Americans. Earlier today, the White House confirmed the ceasefire agreement has been extended for 2 more days after it was originally set to expire at midnight Eastern Time.
A Southwest Airlines passenger is being evaluated at a hospital after using a plane's emergency exit hatch at Louis Armstrong New Orleans International Airport. The incident occurred on the Skyway while the plane was stationary. The passenger climbed onto the plane's wing before being apprehended on the tarmac. The reason for opening the emergency exit is unclear. The Jefferson Parish Sheriff's Office reported no criminal charges, and the investigation has been handed over to the feds. The TSA says Sunday broke the single-day travel record. More than 2.9 million people passed through U.S. security checkpoints as people traveled home from Thanksgiving. Airlines also reported record numbers over the holiday. American Airlines says it saw almost 6.5 million customers over Thanksgiving, while United Airlines had 3.2 million passengers between November 17th and November 23rd. If you have not used your Google account for a while, get ready to say hasta la vista, baby.
Google is set to remove inactive accounts starting December 1st. Unattended accounts with photos, calendar entries, emails, contacts, and Drive documents will be deleted. The company says the action is being taken to enhance user security and safeguard against potential threats. I'm John Schaefer.
3 college students of Palestinian descent shot in Vermont were seriously injured over the weekend. The suspect, 48-year-old Jason Eaton, pleaded not guilty in court yesterday. He was ordered held without bail. USA News.
Omaha Steaks is rewriting the book on burgers with an all-new handmade texture for the juiciest home-style burgers you've ever tasted. Their pure ground burgers are made from single cuts of real, aged Omaha steaks. These are truly steaks on a bun. Filet mignon, ribeye, New York strip, sirloin, and even brisket burgers. Now is the time to experience the exclusive Burger Perfection Flight for just $79.99. Go to omahasteaks.com and use promo code TREAT at checkout to get an extra $20 off your order, plus free shipping. You'll get 4 of each pure ground burger, so you can sample all the steak on a bun greatness. These burgers are crafted for a juicier, more tender experience, making your mouth water with every single bite. Don't wait. Go to omahasteaks.com, use promo code TREAT at checkout, and get $20 off the Burger Perfection Flight, and discover your new burger obsession. Minimum order may be required.
Your money for Israel and Ukraine could be bundled together.
Senate Majority Leader Chuck Schumer intends to present a bill linking funding for Israel and Ukraine to the Senate floor as early as next week.
Aid to Israel, Ukraine, humanitarian aid for civilians in Gaza, and the Indo-Pacific are all related and demand bipartisan cooperation.
President Biden is urging Congress to allocate $106 billion for Ukraine, Israel, Taiwan, and border funding. However, Republicans are insisting on border policy adjustments as a condition for any spending bill, impeding crucial aid to U.S. allies. That's according to Schumer. On the other hand, House Republicans are advocating for separate approval of funding for Israel and Ukraine. I'm John Schaefer.
Musician Daryl Hall's lawsuit against music partner John Oates is exposing the music rights business, something we don't see very often on what actually takes place. The growth of streaming music, coupled with the increase in licensing opportunities in TV shows, movies, video games, etc., is increasing the value of holding song rights and making them lucrative investments. Hall's lawsuit against Oates is an attempt to stop the sale of some original music rights. Years ago, Hall & Oates sold some of their catalog. Now it appears that Oates recently agreed to sell at least some of his remaining rights. Thank you for listening, my friend. Lance Pry, USA News.
If you're a diabetic, we have great news. You can end the painful finger sticks with a new CGM. Plus, they may be covered by Medicare, Medicaid, or private insurance. If you test and inject daily, you may qualify. Call US Med now to learn more.
800-471-7065. 800-471-7065. 800-471-7065. That's 800-471-7065.
From the KTUI WeatherBug Weather Center, for this morning, expecting clear skies. Sunny this afternoon, a high temperature of 42 degrees. Tonight, clear, low temperature 32. On Wednesday, sunny, high temperature 55. Wednesday night, mostly cloudy, low 38. On Thursday, breezy with rain likely, high temperature 50. Thursday night, mostly cloudy, rain likely, low 39. On Friday, rain likely early, mostly cloudy in the afternoon with a high temperature of 47. And Friday night, cloudy, low 33. For KTUI, I'm Andrew Brady.
Thank you, Andrew. It is coming up on 6 minutes past the hour of 9 o'clock. It's time for the For Sale show, and I think I got somebody waiting online, so let's go ahead and get to that. I got all the buttons pushed right here, I believe, and here we go. All right. Good morning. You're on the For Sale show.
Yes. I have a 30-inch propane gas range for sale for $30.
Okay.
And I have a home exercise gym. I'll take $150 for it.
All right.
The phone number is 573-468-4068.
All right. Got it.
Thank you.
Thank you. All right. He's got that home gym. Take $150 for it. 30-inch propane range, $30. And his number is 468-4068. 468-4068. All right. So it's time for the For Sale show. 468-5101 is our number, and that's all you do. You call us and you tell us what you've got and how much you want for it, or what you're looking for, or what you've got to trade. 468-5101. You can text me 573-677-1001. And now that the internet's up, I can see my text messages again. 573-677-1001. You can email me, and that's forsale@ktui.com. Forsale and you can spell it out, F-O-R. You can use the number 4. Pat Blanton was just in here. She gave me a flyer for the Sullivan Community Blood Drive. Missouri Baptist Sullivan Hospital Auxiliary and the Sullivan Community. They're going to be at the Sullivan Community Center on Monday, December the 4th, and that'll be from 1 until 6 p.m. It's sponsored by Missouri Baptist Sullivan Hospital Auxiliary in the city of Sullivan. And they have T-shirts, and she brought me a T-shirt. I haven't even looked at it yet. But let's see if we can get this opened up here so that people that are watching online, now that we have internet again, you can see this T-shirt. You also can get a poinsettia, or poinsettia, however you like to say that. And Dr. Thornsberry's not going to be with us this morning. Cindy's here. Cindy was supposed to be here last week, but switched. So anyway, so blood drive coming up on Monday, December 4th, 1 to 6 p.m. Go to redcrossblood.org. All right, so the rest of my list of stuff for the for sale show. Someone's looking for someone who works on tall dairy barn-style barn roofs. Two things here. I don't work on roofs, and I certainly don't work on dairy barn roofs. If you can do that, though, 573-205-6991. 573-205-6991. Somebody's got a 1,500-pound Suzuki winch that they want to sell for $150. And they have a Kodiak black powder rifle, 573-764-4435. 573-764-4435. Lady called yesterday, says she's got some chickens for free. And she's got, I think she had a couple of shampooers. One was a household shampooer. The other one was a hand shampooer or something. 573-259-9448. Her number, 573-259-9448. Let's see. Patty's looking for a rainbow vacuum cleaner with all the attachments. Give her a call at 573-259-6698. 573-259-6698. And let's see, there's a person that's got a large wheelchair. They said it'd accommodate somebody up to about 400 pounds. 573-927-2708. 573-927-2708. Guy looking for old kitchen cabinets. He's wanting to mount them in his garage. His number is 573-201-9442. 573-201-9442. And then a lady has a Jazzy Elite Power wheelchair. She said it was over $5,000. She's asking $1,500. Call her at 573-210-9602. 573-210-9602. And the guy has a Bowflex, and he said he had some extra parts for it. And I don't know if that's attachments or anything, but he's also got some albums. Give him a call, 573-259-9448. 573-259-9448. That's my list of items this morning. It's 10 past 9 o'clock, 29 degrees. And I'm going to let you listen to this from the folks at Jerry's TV, Sales and Service. And when I come back, I'm going to be talking with Cindy Carey. So stay tuned here to KTUI.
Get a washer that helps you handle your laundry all in one place. Pre-wash items right inside the washer using the built-in water faucet to help remove loose soils. Save a step by soaking and washing in one cycle. When the 30-minute pre-soak option is finished, the wash cycle starts automatically.
For mattresses, furniture, flooring, and appliances, see the folks at Jerry's TV and Home Furnishings at 375 West Springfield in Sullivan or call 468-4300.
All right, Cindy Carey is assistant superintendent. You're the assistant superintendent, right?
Yeah,
you're handling all the duties now, huh?
We are definitely working through it all.
Yeah. So, so how are things going?
Actually, they're going pretty well. I think with as many years that Dr. Thornsberry and I have had in the district, we're just aware of a lot of things. So,
well,
for this year, it works. I mean, we definitely need. We're working on getting his replacements.
Yeah.
But like I said, for this year, we're muddling through, so to speak. But things are going well.
So there's a meeting tonight.
There is.
And I saw you're going to recognize some people. That happens at every meeting now, doesn't it?
Just about every meeting. We've got Haley Strasser and Tiffany Red are being recognized just for everything they do for our kids and families in the district. They're our homeschool coordinators. And Haley probably works more on the mental health side, but they both really work together and do quite a nice job. And then Dana Sire was recognized with the Emerson Award. So she was the Emerson Award recipient for the Sullivan School District, and she's an instructional coach at the middle school and does an outstanding job.
So that's interesting that you bring up mental health because, it seems like when we were in school, nobody worried about our mental health.
Right.
And some of us probably could have used it.
Right. That's probably true.
But I just mean, I think, things have come a long way, I guess.
They have, and making sure that we have a lot of outside agencies that work with us as a school district, and Haley and Tiffany really utilize those outside agencies to help our families and our kids, to be the best that they can be, so to speak. So
I saw there was some kind of an agreement on the agenda with Hope Ranch, and what is that now?
And that's just we do like a memorandum of understanding basically with these different facilities. So we have not sent anybody to Hope Ranch through the school district, but we just kind of wanted to be proactive in case there was that need for a child to be there, to be able to go to school there. Then they have that as an alternative placement.
So, as an assistant superintendent, you deal with all ages of kids, and we're kind of in that, I don't know what you want to call that period between holidays,
Right, absolutely. Like
so, are the kids excited about, coming up?
Oh yeah, you betcha. I mean, we have all of our winter sports that have started, and coming down from a lot of band competitions and choir competitions.
Oh my gosh, and they've all done so well.
Oh my gosh, yeah. We have a record 6 choir students that are going to state this year.
I think didn't I see something where
I thought it was 6.
I think it was 6, and then they notified her that they had missed somebody or something.
Oh really?
I think that's what I saw on Facebook.
I wasn't aware of that.
Yeah,
see, I'm not good at Facebook.
Because she said we're actually 7 for 7 now or something, so I guess she sent 7 kids. And
I don't know.
I don't know.
I have to check into that.
Go to Facebook and look and see if I'm wrong. I don't.
But,
I don't want to be doing fake news.
And
or
what
anything.
and what a great experience our band kids had going, traveling to Indianapolis and all. So that was phenomenal for them. Like I said, basketball was gearing up at all ages, except girls. Middle school has already played basketball, but boys are playing now. And then of course our high school girls and boys are playing. We've got a tournament that the boys are in this weekend.
And we broadcast from there last night, and will again tonight.
Yes.
So be listening for that. And so.
But yeah, it's just all the holiday we have. I know there's a concert for 5th grade in December, and I said there's going to be all kinds of fun things going on. I'm sure it gets us to the holidays. And then, of course, on that last day of school, the 19th, it will be a half day, which we'll get that information out to everybody as well.
So there's a lot more extracurricular activities at school. And I mean, there was a lot when we were there, but there's a lot more now. But I guess we find out that kids are more interested in school if they're active in something else, right?
Absolutely.
And they do
there's
better.
studies, and I couldn't quote
Yeah.
it by any stretch of the imagination, but there are studies out there that have proven that kids do much better. They're more apt to stay in school, obviously, and they do better academically when they're involved in extracurricular activities. So definitely encourage it. And, the thing of it is, it's not just, you don't have to be a musician or an athlete. There's things out there for everybody. I mean, they've started the sports at the middle school, and really looking to possibly carry that into high school at some point. And that's a pretty big deal.
And Pat Burke says those kids compete, across the state and around.
It's intense.
Yeah.
I went, and I was like, woo. Plus, I'm not any good at that. But, they were really good.
So I hate to invoke the C word, COVID.
Right.
But, recently some members of my family have contracted it, and it doesn't seem like this round is as bad as whatever. But did we learn things from COVID that we kept in place at school? Or
I would say we're more diligent. I don't know. I don't want to say that either, because I feel like our facilities have always been pretty
and I
clean.
think so too. Yeah.
So I wouldn't say we're any more diligent with that than we used to be. I don't know. I don't know that we've had anything that has necessarily changed.
Did we change out the, like the water fountains to the kind that, you
we
fill
do
up
have
your
the
water?
bottle fillers, but those are now open too. A lot of them. But I mean, I think the kids are so used to just using the bottle fillers that they don't use the regular
one. But see, that's what I was wondering, because when we were there, we just stood in line and just, drink right after the last person. Kind of
absolutely
like drinking out of the garden hose,
Exactly. Exactly.
And, so now I don't, and I don't remember anybody getting terribly sick or anything from that, but.
Well, and I feel like, I don't feel like obviously we're seeing the cases anything like we were before. Put it this way, at central office, we haven't been made aware that there's an issue, so I hope to goodness it stays that way.
Yeah, right.
And people are pretty good too about if students have symptoms, of really watching them and not sending them to school. And you have that debate. Attendance is truly important, but it's also important to keep your student at home if they're sick.
So now, we didn't have that opportunity, if we were out for any extended amount of time, either they loaded your brother or sister up with books to take home to you or something like that. But now they have the capability of...
right. With the Google Classroom, they have, they're able to get their assignments. They're able to chat with their teacher, email teachers and get help as needed. So, that definitely has been a positive, that has come out of COVID, and the kids are very familiar with using that platform. So that's nice as well.
So I know one of the things you're in charge of is curriculum. So are you already looking at curriculum for next year? Or?
Well, one thing too is we always is not really look at it for next year. We're always kind of looking at it as we go along. We look at our pacing guides. Everything we have is aligned to Missouri Learning Standards. And sometimes feel, when we get our test results back or from summative assessments and that type of thing, that we figure out when some things might be better taught at a different time of year. So it might change our pacing guide, but it doesn't necessarily change our standards. It may change, where we teach it or what resources that we're using to teach it. But speaking of that, our APR comes out. It's made public December 18th.
What's that?
And that is our annual performance
report.
Okay.
All right.
And so we haven't had our official MAP scores and EOC scores, but we have a good idea of where we fell. And because you can't wait till December to start working on things. So that is something, like I said, we're pretty diligent about working on throughout the year to make sure our kids are getting what they need to be successful. And one test isn't going to tell you everything, but as you're going along in these courses, teachers are able to tell what they're getting, what they're not, and what, standards we might be missing or not as fully involved.
So, I hear people, that and I don't think it's, specific to Sullivan. I think, there's a lot of people who are down on public education and everything. And you and I graduated from the same school, right? And I never, when people, try to run down the Sullivan School District or something like that, I always think, I would put my education at Sullivan up against anybody. And if I don't know something, it's probably not because of the school.
Right. And I feel like, we give fantastic opportunities for our kids. We've talked about this before at the high school level. It's not all just a college driven. We do a lot for trade schools. We do a lot for kids going to the workforce. We're trying to do our best to prepare kids to meet their paths and be successful.
Well, there's always kids that know what they want to do. They want to go to college, or they want to be, they want to work in HVAC, which is very lucrative, right?
Absolutely.
But I got out of high school. I didn't really know what I wanted to do. I went in the Air Force,
right?
And so I didn't know what I wanted to do when I got out of there.
And that truly, that is, I said it's funny because they start these individualized plans in 8th grade, and where kids, what their interests are, and I think that's helpful to find that. But how many of us really stayed on the same path that we started out? I was going into business, and look at me.
Well, you're sort of there.
Well, I guess.
In the business of educating children.
That's right.
So, all right, Cindy, anything else?
No, just excited to keep going. And like this years went by incredibly fast.
Yeah,
I will say that so far. We're knocking on December's door, and I'm just amazed.
Yeah, I can't remember, just a month or so ago, they were talking about the first quarter being over, and I go, didn't school just
Right.
start?
Absolutely. But things are going
Yeah.
well overall.
So-
I'm very pleased.
All right. Well, you and yours have a great holiday season.
You as
and
well.
I'll see you probably next year sometime.
Yeah.
All right.
Perfect. Thank you.
Thank you. All right, that's Cindy Carey. She is the assistant superintendent at the Sullivan School District. It's 23 minutes past the hour of 9 o'clock here at the studios of KTUI. We're still at 29 degrees, and I appreciate you spending some time with me. Those of you who normally watch us on the internet, I'm glad you finally were able to do that. We lost internet about 20 minutes till noon yesterday, and it came back on for a few minutes here and there last night, and then I think after midnight it was pretty much off. And we do depend a lot on the internet here. So I'm glad to see that it's back, and hopefully it'll stay on so you can hear the Bobby's games tonight on the TuneIn app. Once again, Pat Blanton stopped by and she gave me this American Red Cross flyer here. It says Sullivan Community Blood Drive, Missouri Baptist Sullivan Hospital Auxiliary. Their goal is 60. I can remember when they have a lot more blood drives and stuff now, but I can remember when the goal used to be well over 100. And so 60 is their goal. They've got free T-shirts. They've got poinsettias, or poinsettias, however you want to pronounce it, for donors. And that's going to be Monday, December 4th, 1 p.m. to 6 p.m. at the Sullivan Community Center. So go to the Red Cross website. It's redcrossblood.org, or you can download that app to your phone. All right, Mike Gallagher is coming up next for you. Please say a prayer for the leadership of our country, the men and women who protect this great nation of ours, all the people in the Ukraine and the people in and around the area of Israel, our healthcare workers and first responders. Be a blood donor, be an organ donor. Mike Gallagher's up next. I'll be back with you tomorrow morning at 6 a.m. Till then, so long.
Evil thinks that everyone is just like it. All right? So if you confront evil with evil, does it even realize that it's being confronted? Because at this point, we're not, if these were humans or human actions, humans behave much differently than this.
Right.
So we can't even consider this human.
So what
Okay,
so what does Israel do, Kurt? What are they supposed to do?
There's nothing politically correct about being able to confront these people. You have to seal it up. I mean, if you have to protect yourself, and whatever they feel like they need to do to be safe. We gotta,